080-7696-9101 or write to us at Ghana101fm@gmail.com.
It's simple. We lead, they follow. Planet 101.1 FM. That's just who we are.
The People's Parliament is brought to you courtesy of JIA Outdoor Services. JIA Outdoor Services, a member of the Mbarukas Group, owns and manages billboards and advertising services in and outside Akwa Ibom State. Why not visit them today or call this number 0803-741-2340. JIA Outdoor Services, a member of the Mbarukas Group.
Country people, make we know they buy or sell guns where government never give license. Because for Niger we country, government stop say better guns plus small ones where they the hand of people when no get license. Don't pass 6 million and they don't use and rob people. That's now why our country no they secure and hunger boku everywhere. Better safe no fit show. Some people safe don't they feel say police no fit catch them or they fit enter anywhere steal or kill as they want or form bouncer for some bad people. All this now why we don't they get plenty basbos for we country. Make all of us join body to promote all these kind things for Nigeria country. I beg, if you know person where they sell or buy gun for your area or person where they keep plenty gun with bullets for house, report and JJ give any security agency where they near you. Because now like this we go take bring peace for we country. Make we no keep quiet down for river soap enter we are you. I beg, if we see something, make we say something. This story now the National Center where they in control of small arms plus light weapons for South. Bring a rate now.
You're back at still the People's Parliament live on Planet Radio, and in case you've just joined us, we've expended about 30 minutes of our time and still have a couple of more minutes to have a very meaningful conversation on the floor of the plenary. We're kickstarting a conversation with the issue of the abducted Chibok girls, where the Chibok community have asked the federal government on the whereabouts of the schoolgirls. Recall, they were abducted in 2014, and since then, we're yet to see them return back to their respective families. Aside the very scanty 3 to occasional numbers who suffers occasionally, and of course, they're taken in by the Nigerian army. Hello, welcome to the plenary.
Hello,
good morning.
My name is Man. I'm calling from here.
All right, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I want to say that campaign is started. State government are using stadium as stadium framework. Will use that stadium. Maybe say PDP that will use that stadium. Other party might be used any of the stadium, any that I use. That stadium will mean for every of us, including any party in the share of campaign for that stadium. Let the stadium be open.
All right, I think I'm going to note this particular parliamentarian's number. It is very important that we do not make insightful comments, and I've said that time without number, that we are peace-loving people in Akwa Ibom State. There's nowhere we will run to. So it's very important that we do not begin to make very insightful comment that would foment trouble for Akwa Ibom State as the electioneering period is starting. It's not right, it's not good. So please be guided properly. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the plenary.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, the guests in the studio.
Good morning.
You're
welcome.
Mr. Speaker, it is so unfortunate the state government, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, contest the Kadata so-called 21-story building. Up to today, we are not in the benefit of that building. To promise us that after that building, 5,000 academics, 3,000 academics, 1.2 academics will be working there. We got it right. Since the vice president of this country, commissioned that project. Something good has been happening to that particular project as well. And His Excellency has been investing our so much money in that particular building, telling us that maybe is coming over to October. Up to today, we have not seen any company occupying that building. It is so unfortunate, and I call on the government to come over to the to commission one of the projects that has been the people of the Indian since they came there for campaign about 2015, which was through our own son, Open Party out of the government. If they did him at that time, then we are to stand on our own by telling him that we have just done the needful to the great people of the Indian. Come to a stand, come to the Indian, you will never see it. It is so unfortunate. It is so unfortunate. We are happy in this government. And I remember Abasi Freke from the Indian.
All right, thank you very much, Abasi Freke, for bringing that to the floor of the House. We'll definitely investigate and then, of course, come up with the real verified truth about the fact whether or not there has been a project cited in Ibom by this present administration. I think it's getting closer to that time where the People's Parliament will have to kickstart, going on the oversight functions, because it's getting very, very funny when it seems some persons still insist. The government on the other side would say we've executed XYZ project in XYZ locations, and the people of the location would say there is no such project. So you need a third eye to verify those information and then get to know who is actually saying the truth and who is not. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the plenary.
Yeah, man, Peter Odili. I'm asking you about that's the name. Not the phone. Akwa Ibom is a great place. I know and the other was saying, but you see, you have to mix people in the whole place. So you way. See, that's all this having problem with our generation. It's like this wicked, okay, whether what they are saying, they like it.
All right, thank you very much. Like I said just before the last parliamentarian, yesterday we had talked about the issue of infrastructure and the issue. I think he was still the person who called in to talk about the fact that parliamentarians, or the fact that every political party should be given the opportunity to utilize all of the state's facilities. And of course, INEC have come out to say there is a fine, there is a sanction, there is a punishment attached to any state government or sitting government who tries to utilize the power of incumbency to prevent other political parties and their candidates from using public properties or infrastructures during the campaign and electioneering period. And I recall that Ambassador Samuel Pen, one of the aides to the governor, had called to say that is not true, but that people who right to utilize any public facility and do so in line with the statutes or the guidelines that has been given, oftentimes will get that property being released. I know that at some point in my life when I had the need to use the Ibom Hall, I had to go through the process of contacting those responsible for leasing out the Ibom Hall grounds for the government, and then when due process was done, we were given, and of course the issues that needed to be addressed were equally addressed. So let's be properly guided so that we don't make very insightful comments and then begin to heat up crisis within the Akwa Ibom State community. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the plenary.
Hello, sir.
Yes, good morning, parliamentarian.
Good morning, sir.
Not a sir. Mr. Speaker is the name, and you are a parliamentarian. Welcome to the plenary.
You say what?
Welcome to the plenary.
I'm calling you from Warren.
All right, you have the floor. Go on.
Yes, I am one of the chapter coordinator from Warren local government. I want to talk with the Excellency to be invited.
All right. So what do you have to contribute to the floor of the House this morning?
Well, I have something to do to him, to tell him about how the environment, how the people want to see him. They will tell me to take them to their place. They will discuss with us how their administration will go on. They are ready to work for him. I am ready to work for him as a chapter coordinator.
All right. This is not the platform for that kind of talk, parliamentarian. This is strictly the People's Parliament. Beg to clarify that and let you go. Unless you have contributions to the motions on the floor, then this is not a platform for the talks you're beginning to heat up. Thank you very much for your understanding. And yes, let me come back to you, Parliamentarian Paulinus Nta. The issue of the abducted Chibok girls has been on since 2014. I recall that I had that as my film project in my final year, and I was given the topic to do a script and a film on the Chibok girls. And then, of course, it's been years since that incident happened, and families are still, being pained by the fact that they do not know what has happened to their daughter whom they sent to school. As a parent, as a concerned Nigerian, how would you react to the cries of the Chibok family who are urging the federal government to rise to the occasion and seek the release of the girls who are still in captivity?
Well, Mr. Speaker, you see, the story of the Chibok girls is no more interesting to, discuss. It's pathetic, it's heartbreaking, and of course, it deletes confidence. The family in particular, you should have in the government. Mr. Speaker, I know so well that it is quite difficult for a government to fight, terrorists. It's tougher to fight terrorists than ordinary war. Mr. Speaker, I am not a soldier, I'm not a military man, but I am of the military background. My grandfather was a soldier, my father was a soldier. A barrack boy. I know so well that it is a little bit easier to fight those you can see, those you know, than people you don't know. They don't have a uniform, you don't know where they live, you don't know where they come from. I know, I appreciate the government effort, but I think they have not done enough. I know they've tried. The story of this family, the way they feel, their emotion, their sorrow, their tears over the years is pathetic. It's enough to if I have to go with this hyperbole, we used to, in elementary literature, where you say the tears is enough to float a ship. The tears of these families should be enough to float a ship. Mr. Speaker, in as much as I would continue to urge them to keep calm, express the confidence they should have in the government, and not to take laws into their hands, I would also urge the government to put their legs in the shoes of these families. How would you as a government feel if your daughter, if your son is abducted for years? This is over how many years now? It's a couple of many years now. Some of those who were 12 years, 13 years must have, grown into women, and what happens to them, we don't know. How do they live? How do they survive? What is their orientation? What is their philosophy of life for now? Because it has to do with, it's a mindset that is changed to something else. So, Mr. Speaker, the story of the Chibok girls is something that is not so interesting to discuss. It's heartbreaking. And I want to tell the government, at least before they go, as they are going, it will be a stigma, it will be a lifetime stigma if the present government goes without rescuing the remaining Chibok girls. It will be a stigma that will live with them.
Indeed, it will be a stigma. Recall then that the army chiefs made promises upon promises, and they promised to ensure that the Chibok girls were released. The federal government also followed in the same line, but we can't help but hope and pray that those promises, come to fulfillment before this present administration leaves office. But let's welcome contributions more coming from Parliamentarian. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning, Parliamentarian.
Yeah, greetings to you, Mr. Speaker, and to your guest.
Greetings.
Thank you for having me. My name is Major Udom. I'm calling from Chibok.
All right, the floor is yours.
Mr. Speaker, let me just dwell on two issues. First, let me start here from the state. Congratulations to my able governor for the project that is about to flag off the construction of the swimming pool Olympic stadium in the state. It's a welcome development. And Mr. Speaker, let's put some records straight. I don't know whether you have seen a project that is being carried on in this state, and they put the amount that project will cost before. Then apart from that, Mr. Speaker, let's ask, where is the money coming from for this construction of this carrying out of this particular project? Because remember, some of the heads, some media personnel to the governor, one says that there is no money in the state for now. When it comes to the like now, is that a priority for now? Because like now, there was no money. The retired teachers and next of kin are crying. Then where is this money coming from? Now, if one of the aides will come now, or the media spokesman will come and say that there is no money or this and that. I think the problem that we are having, we should just leave this issue of psychophancy and making some financial statement that we know that can cause problems. Because look at the level of the state. But you say that there is no money, but things are going on. The retired teachers are dying. What are you going to tell them during manifesto of 2023 election? Finally, on the issue of a statement made by INEC, Mr. Speaker, don't you think that it might scare the electorate, like in the northeast and is it in the southeast, that when they talk about the issue of insecurity? I think that I don't really support that statement made by INEC, because the electorate will feel scared. Say, okay, if the INEC officials are not safe, what about them that we going there to vote? Thank you for having me, Mr. Speaker. I'm Major Bon, calling from Chibok.
Thanks for joining us, Parliamentarian Major. Very salient issues raised there and well noted. But on the issue of security that INEC Professor Yakubu Mahmood has spoken about in the southeast and southwest, and every other issue that has to do with security in the forthcoming elections, I think that is giving the different security agencies the heads up for them to know and then re-strategize and plan ahead to know the number of security personnel and possibly what needs to be done to ensure that, these eyebrow areas or these red spots that has been named by INEC is well taken care of and election can actually be held in those positions. The essence of information is for planning, and when you have factual and credible information on time, security personnel have been opportune to work within some confines of security details. And I know that the better the information, the better the planning, and the more the security agencies are able to curb, the different criminal activities before they actually kickstart. Hello, welcome to the plenary.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Good morning, Parliamentarian.
Good morning to the fellow parliamentarians.
Good morning.
I remain contrary, Mr. Speaker.
You have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I want to talk on the issue that is bothering me. It's about my own road here, Ibiakowa Road. We have everybody saying about the power, but if you ask many people from Akwa Ibom State, where does this stand located? Nobody knows. Because there is no good road to Ipa. Where the place is located. Ibiakowa is part of Uyo capital city. If you come to Emmanuel, you will see a signpost here where Uyo capital city is located. But here, for 24 good years of PDP government, we don't have a good road. We have always been promising, and this road will be used for campaign every time, for continuity. This road will be completed. This road will be working on this road. But they fail of doing it. Let me know. Where are we? Are we not part of this Akwa Ibom State? Or are we not contributed to the development of the state? What makes this government to do this kind of a thing to Udom people? Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, I'm not happy. I'm not happy this morning because when it is a rainy season like this, so you can let this community to where you are working. It's very hard. It's difficult. So please let this government do something about this rate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you for joining us this morning. On that note, I'd like to take some of the comments we have on our Facebook page. And in case you just joined us, we have been handling 4 motions on the floor of the House. We've talked about His Excellency Governor Udom Emmanuel, who's flagged up the construction of the first ever Olympic-sized swimming pool in Akwa Ibom State in what used to be known and still is the Uyo Township Stadium that is currently set to be undergoing remodeling works. And that statement was made available by the State Commissioner for Sports, Monday Uko, popularly known as Samonti. And yes, we move away to the issue of Chibok girls, where the Chibok community have knocked the federal government on the fact that the girls are yet to be recovered and reunited with their families. Coming down to INEC, who has said that insecurity may hamper elections in the northwest and southeast. And of course, they have named a total 95 million voters will be electing Nigeria's next president. On national politics, crisis trails Labour Party unveiling of the campaign team. And Atiku draft David Mack, former Governor James Ibori of Delta State, and Peter Odili of Rivers as emissaries to the president, Governor Nyesom Wike, still has a way to ensure that peace is brokered between Wike and the party, and of course Atiku. We talk about APC presidential candidate Ahmed Bola Tinubu, who has presented his manifesto to the party leaders. And of course, you can join us via our verified Facebook page at Planet Radio 101.1 FM or via the internet radio www.planet101fm.ng, on phone call 0902-223-1011 or 0817-624-8565. I'll take some of the comments we have, starting with parliamentarian Samuel Iwogo. Says, good morning, Mr. Speaker. Akwa Ibom State should rather concentrate on the abandoned and uncompleted projects instead of littering the entire state with more groundbreaking and wide-relevant projects that will never see the light of day. The money should be used to pay retired primary school teachers and the next of kin. Where is the best in Africa? Pickled paint, Dakada rice, Dakada toothpick, Dakada 350 Mexican cows, Dakada Gary processing plant, car assembling plants, Dakada hatchery, Dakada coconut farm, Dakada pencil, Dakada international market at Edet and Udwa Road, and of course Dakada green farm, Dakada onions and cucumbers. These are questions coming from parliamentarian Samuel Iwogo. It's about time we'll have to verify all of these and put the eyebrows and question marks by Akwa Ibom people to a permanent rest once we're done with our project monitoring and evaluation. Parliamentarian Daniel Stanley says, I wish for a better Nigeria with whoever God chooses to lead us. Amen. But please ensure you get your PVC and, of course, exercise your franchise as a Nigerian, because it's very important that you get to be part of the electioneering process and decide who becomes Nigeria's next president and, of course, the respective leaders. Parliamentarian Henry Wa says, good morning, Mr. Speaker. Atiku attempted bringing back aggrieved PDP members shows the quality of a good leader. I also think that Governor Nyesom Wike should reciprocate the gesture and let peace reign. I do not see the need for a prolonged feud. I'm also believing God that ASU will be compassionate to suspend its ongoing strike for the sake of the students. We all pray that the federal government will answer ASU and the strike will be called off. And of course, the ASU will be having their meeting today. And hopefully at the expiration, at the end of that meeting, we'll get to know what will be the decision of ASU. Parliamentarian Hobo Moore Jr. says, Olympic-sized swimming pool is awesome, but we want to celebrate more meaningful projects. INEC should do their job and not predict calamity. It may not go as they predict. There will be more than 95 million voters come 2023. Indeed, Wike is a pillar in PDP, but I feel he may not agree to their terms unless they agree to his demands. Parliamentarian Superintendent John says Olympic swimming pool in Akwa Ibom is the only thing we remember our governor for. Parliamentarian Uwana Jaffet says, the People's Parliament, good morning, Planet FM crew. I commend Governor Emmanuel for flagging off construction of Olympic-sized swimming pool for the state. INEC statement is right. Insecurity will hinder polls in those places because of the current trend of insurgency. Also talking about Atiku, sent 2 ex-governors to go negotiate with Wike to participate in the ongoing presidential campaign. It is a good one, but let the party do what Wike wants. Otherwise, he will not join them. Wike is a big man. I like him. However, the APC presidential candidate presenting his manifesto to the party is a nice one. That's my submission. Thanks for joining us. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to the plenary.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. My name is Iman. Coming back again. I want to talk about a new smarter company, Ascom, in Italy. Which government even Atiku Abubakar come and flag our campaign for president. We say we don't down with Atiku. Our what 2019 we have promised each of our people that I want smarter company to start production.
All right, thank you very much, Parliamentarian. The issue of asking had come up also yesterday, and it is His Excellency Governor Udom Emmanuel who can address that particular issues. Thank you very much for joining us. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the plenary.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Good morning, Parliamentarian.
Well, good morning, the guests in the studio.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Nyesom, Mr. Speaker. I sincerely want to thank His Excellency the Governor for the project that they have been able to flag up in the state. Mr. Speaker, I find it very well when Akwa people are talking about projects that will bring tourism to Akwa Ibom State, projects that will bring a whole lot of development to Akwa Ibom State, and people are complaining The speaker, if you go to the stadium, I can remember the last administration, the representative Governor Ibori, when he was about to flag off that project, the international stadium, the most talked about international stadium. A lot of people were saying something, what are we going to do with the international stadium? The one we had at the Udom is enough. Mr. Speaker, but today you see that a whole lot of events have been taking place in that place. And now the government said, no, let us have some facilities because a lot of facilities have been lacking in that stadium. The government said, let's have some facilities to make up a stadium. And people are complaining. I find it very worried. This state belongs to us. It is high time that we begin to love ourselves and love the project that being initiated by the government, because government is continuing. When government goes, another government will come. So it is high time. I am speaking as a true son of a private state that I support it, what the government is doing. All the projects, we appreciate the effort so far in the state. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thanks for joining us. And Parliamentarian Daniel Ekpo says, good morning, Mr. Speaker. I am so happy about the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, for his lovely programs such as the Olympic-sized swimming pool. It will create job opportunity to many youths and bring personality into the state, so I commend him for that. Secondly, I want to say that Atiku should look anywhere to resolve any outstanding issues with Nyesom Wike to make his campaign's team work smoothly. I also advise the government of Akwa Ibom State to check some ministry like judiciary, which lots of workers have retired, and to employ people and all the ministries in the state. Thank you, Sir Daniel Ekpo from Uyo. Thank you, Parliamentarian Daniel, for joining us. Just one last call before we head out to a second recess. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the plenary.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Good morning,
Good morning.
Mr. Speaker, this is Joe calling from you. Mr. Speaker, I want to call Akwa Ibom attention in this fact when we are talking about projects in Akwa Ibom State. Personally, I want to say that I have not seen one of the projects that the present government has put on ground that is quite bring impact to Akwa Ibom. What I'm saying this is that from the look of things, our citizens are still poor. Most things, valuable things that we buy in Akwa Ibom State here are sold by those that are not from this state. The good shops we have in Akwa Ibom State are owned by those that are not from this state. There was a time that they said they want to establish a market as income, or what that's what they call a Nasarawa, that a shelter is located now. They had some shops there that was to be given to people to rent out. And I was thinking that this will bring opportunity for Akwa Ibom to be able to have a shop so that they can start to buy goods that they can purchase in here and also sell our people to also make money to develop ourselves. Because when government develops the state, we have to develop ourselves also. We have to establish our own project. So my stand is that I think the state government should think about bringing projects, if not this one, the coming...
All right, thank you very much. We'll have to take a pause here and head out to our second recess, where we will be bringing you the BBC Pidgin News and other information. When we come back on the flip side of 9:30, we will be concluding the rest of the plenary this morning. Do stay with us.
This planet partnership with the BBC, and now BBC Pidgin Minutes.
BBC Pidgin Minutes.
Good morning, I'm Victor Anoye.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited say 146 trucks with petrol don't land Abuja to deliver fuel to reduce the scarcity for the country capital.
Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority blame the scarcity will cause queue for filling stations for 1 week on the flood will happen for Kogi State.
Staff shortage don't cause one of the busiest seaports for Africa not to function properly.
The shortage of staff wey dey disturb work for car and container terminals are due to the strike wey workers of the state-owned logistic company Transnet for the Durban port, they do sake of salary.
North Korea leader Kim Jong-un monitored the launch of 2 long-range strategic cruise missiles on Wednesday.
All collab tests to confirm the reliability and operation of nuclear-capable weapons. Who they send go military units for the Korean People's Army.
Now, small it remained for Barcelona to come out from the Group State Champions League for the second season back-to-back after Inter Milan hold them to draw for no camp.
The draw leave Inter 3 points ahead of Barcelona, and the two clubs will still play Bayern and Victoria Pleasant.
bbc.com/pidgin.
This is the story of 2 friends who lived in the same neighborhood, Smart and Lucky. Lucky didn't accept the COVID-19 vaccine and stopped everyone in his house from being vaccinated. Before you can say Jack Robinson, there was a COVID-19 outbreak in the area. Lucky and 2 members of his family got infected. Lucky was sick and couldn't do his business for months. Now, even food to chop no day, his nephew got very sick. It did not end well at all.
We did all good, but it didn't make it.
But Smart's case did different. Everybody in his family was vaccinated. Only one person got infected and his symptoms were minor. Who would you rather be, Smart or Lucky?
Protect yourself, family, friends, and community from COVID-19. Get vaccinated sharply.
Do it for love.
Do it for love.
Do it for love.
Udom Media Group, Imam Enyi Planet Radio, Mama Spectrum Television, LNSA GJ Radio. I am a good Damsio FM. I'm a one saying, Sumusni 102.7 FM on Radio Vroi 80 AK Mani Mini Ibrowi Mayan Gidek Abrowi Mayan Museum Slow. We're always losing my down. Damsio 102.7 FM from two studio Kunsni TV Mabodi.
Learn more about the growing aviation industry and stand a chance to win exclusive gifts and benefits every Thursday on Touchdown Thursday with Ibom Air, 4 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Exclusive to Planet 101.1 FM Radio. This program is proudly brought to you by Ibom Air in partnership with TAF Media Group.
I'd like to welcome you back. If you just joined us, this is the People's Parliament live on Planet Radio. And of course, we have been talking all the different developing issues across the nook and crannies of Nigeria. We started with Akwa Ibom State. And right about now, we will be jumping into politics where we have one of the persons that just got appointed into the Labour Party National Campaign Team joining us is Captain Augustine Nyang Okon. Hello, good morning and welcome to the Planet.
Good morning, Francis.
How are you this morning, Captain?
I'm feeling great.
All right.
I'm in good shape.
All right. Good to have you join us on the Parliament. Could you just briefly introduce yourself to parliamentarians?
My name is Augustine Okon. I like calling it captain because I was a captain in the airline industry. But presently, I'm a farmer and I like to be addressed as a farmer. Oh, because that's what I do for a living.
All right, good to know that you're a farmer. How does it feel to be a farmer on a lighter note?
Say that again.
How does it feel to be a farmer?
Oh, it's the greatest profession in the world. I think it's a good thing to be a farmer. We have to feed ourselves and feed our nation.
All right, let's quickly, first and foremost, congratulations on your appointment into the campaign team of the Labour Party at the national level. We understand that you've been appointed as the Akwa Ibom State Director of Campaign for the Labour Party.
That is correct.
All right, so can you briefly tell us how the event went at Abuja yesterday that led to your appointment, and how has it been received by the fans of the Labour Party?
No, I wasn't expecting it. I was in Akwa Ibom, so I just heard the way you did that I've been appointed into the Presidential Campaign Council, and I'll be the coordinator for Akwa Ibom. I'm excited about it. I didn't have to be in Abuja, but right now I'm trying to put together my team and work to make sure that Peter Odili becomes the president of Nigeria in 2023.
All right. Now, on the heels of the unveiling of the Labour Party National Campaign team, there have been some reports coming out from some factions, factions from the Labour Party, that some section of the Labour Party are not in agreement with what was done yesterday.
That is a problem that the Labour Party will solve with the Peter Odili Campaign Commission. I was not in Abuja, so I cannot in clear conscience tell you exactly what transpired there. But I know that party and the campaign council are working closely together. Whatever may be, any little disagreements will be resolved quickly.
All right,
because our main trust is to get Peter Odili elected president of Nigeria, and if there are any little housekeeping things to be sorted out, they will be sorted out amicably.
All right, let me quickly ask you this very, very pertinent question. There's been one of the greatest questions that has been raised within Akwa Ibom State and outside Akwa Ibom has been the fact that the report that Labour Party does not have structures. Now, you've unveiled your national campaign team, and of course, not too long ago, we saw Labour Party in Akwa Ibom State hosting its town hall meeting. Would you say that the party has structure to, compete favorably in the forthcoming general elections?
Yeah. Okay. So we don't have structures. Well, Labour Party, Shona, was a small party in Akwa Ibom before Peter Odili happened on the party and on all of us. So, tradition. I do not belong to any political party, but I am an obedient. I followed Peter Odili's philosophy. Now I have a role in Labour Party, and there are a whole lot of people like me who are obedient and who believe in the philosophy of Peter Odili, who are now joining the Labour Party. All of us will work together to strengthen this Labour Party and make it have. We are the structures. We will make it have the structures that will put Peter Odili as president of Nigeria. We are the structures, the people, and we are more in number than those who were all traditionally registered in the political parties. So we are going to be the new structure. It's going to take a different shape, but Peter Odili has got structures, and the Labour Party will begin to grow stronger in membership and in functionality.
All right, thank you very much, Captain Farmer, for joining us on the floor of the House this morning. But
I like that Farmer part of my title. That's what I want to be known as.
All right,
because we have to feed this nation. God bless you, my brother.
Thank you very much. You do have a beautiful day. All right, so that does it all for the Labour Party. And of course, you can still make your comments or join us on the floor of the House by dialing the number 0902-223-1011 or 0817624-8565. Hello, welcome to the plenary.
Good morning,
Good morning, parliamentarian.
My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling for you.
You have the floor.
Peter, I want to make a call from people know that 2023, I will rather party.
All right, thank you very much, parliamentarian. I guess that's still coming from the same parliamentarian. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the floor of the plenary.
This is Honorable Williams from Uyo.
Welcome on board. You have the floor.
Yes, I really want to thank you for bringing the Labour Party coordinator online, and also commend your analyst. But I tried yesterday to call you because I'm an ardent listener to this program and also a parliamentarian. That analyst yesterday, Victor, He was awesome. He was awesome. In fact, I have listened to most radio stations in New York. That guy is one of the best analysts I have ever seen. So objective. I also thank the one in the studio today. So you are doing very great.
Thank you.
I know that Nigerians are tired of PDP and APC. So most people that have not registered before, whether as party members or as voters, has because of P2B, the third force, they have registered. So I commend Nigerians for deciding to take back their own country. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. Let me come back to you, Parliamentarian Paulinus. The issue of the crisis within the People's Democratic Party has been ongoing for a very long time now, and it seems it's not ending anytime soon because from the leadership of the PDP, it seems they're not ready to ensure that justice, fairness, and equity is done within the internal democracy. And Wike on the other side has decided to speak for the South people and has also said he's not going to step down on his stance unless the party also agreed to ensure that internal democracy is enthroned. Now, do you see the crop of David Mack, the likes of Peter Odili, and other persons who have been drafted into the emissaries committee to be able to broker a deal situation between Wike, Atiku Abubakar, and the PDP?
Well, it will actually depend on the content of the deal. Content in the sense that the content, it could be social justice or maybe a fair play or maybe a smooth landing for the party as a party. It can as well be social justice for the people of the South, the southern part of the country. Mr. Nyesom Wike, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, in some sense, appears to be fighting for the South, some sort of balance, political balance, that the president, the national chairman of the party, and the presidential candidate of the party coming from the North does not reflect equity, does not reflect balance and objectivity. You know, that is what he appears to be fighting for, and that is what he is standing for. And on the other side, the party says they have a constitution, and by virtue of that constitution, that arrangement is, is constitutional. So the emissaries, the eminent personalities that are sent by His Excellency Atiku to broker an understanding between Wike and the party, fine. There are men of integrity. There are men that have names and faces in the Nigerian society. But one thing is certain. Wike at this juncture appears to be fighting a just cause, even though that cause may not be adjudged to be just in the context of the party constitution. According to members of, I am not a political party member. I'm not a PDP man. I'm not an APC man. I speak as a journalist. So I think whatever comes out of, the meeting, the truths, the whatever they want to discuss with Wike, it should be a thing that would bring balance. It should be a thing that will entrench peace, credibility, and peaceful conduct of the coming election. It should be a thing, because once any injury is inflicted on the nose, it certainly affects the eyes, because the pain would pass to the eyes. So whatever crisis could erupt in a political party in the South will certainly affect the people of the South, whether you are a PDP man or not. So I think they will do their best in trying to talk him, to play down with his demands and all of that. But I think whatever happens, Wike as well should also ensure that crisis does not break out.
All right, thank you very much. More comments from parliamentarians. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the plenary.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, parliamentarian. Please turn down the volume of your radio sets.
I'm moving away from that.
All right, you have the floor.
Okay, my name is Imiadan. I work in the local Commentator. In my reaction to what your honor is saying concerning Wike and the PDP, I think we should go beyond that level of crisis now, because no one is an island. When people are talking about the South, a year ago, the deputy presidential candidate, is not from South. And if I may ask, what is really the function of a party chairman, a national party chairman, when they say the North is taking presidential candidate and the party chairman is from the North? It's not the function is the national party chairman. Is it not to organize the party and say, is it really a decision maker in the executive of the government? Because the president, the vice will be there, the senior president, the speaker, the secretary to the government. Coming to the party chairman, they made it number 7 or number 6. So why should we allow that to cause crisis in the PDP? Why should we allow that to cause crisis among the personality involved, like the Wike is trying to portray? So I think we should leave that aside and hear it now to say that he's speaking for the South people. There are other South governors, apart from the only South governor, the other headmaster is from Southeast, Nakinde is from Southwest, and the other man from Enugu, Southeast too. So I don't think it is enough for us to summarize and say that he's fighting for the South side. He's fighting for himself. That is the best the truth is. Thank you for having me. I'm in Yadam.
Thanks for joining us in Yadam this morning, parliamentarian. But a lot of persons seems to believe that Atiku, Governor Wike rather, is fighting for the South. I'll recall that as far as the internal democracy of the PDP is concerned, when the power shifts from the presidency to the north, the leadership of the party should come to the south, and that's what Atiku is insisting at the moment. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the plenary. All right, we lost that call. Let me head back to take some of the comments that we have on our Facebook page. Uzo Francis Namani says, Uzo Francis, watching live from Amakunze in Enugu State. Good morning, Mr. Speaker. INEC saying that insecurity may hamper 2023 general elections is not out of place. A proactive measure should be employed to profile a lasting solution to the spate of insecurity ravaging a country. Otherwise, it adversely will affect 2023 general elections. May God help us. Uzo Francis from Amakunze. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the plenary.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Speaker, and good morning, the guests in the studio.
Good morning.
God bless you plentifully.
Good morning.
This is your person, David Akwa Ibom, calling from Udom.
All right, you have the floor.
I am very glad to call you this morning. I'm very glad with what is happening in the nation round. And I pray and I believe the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of good nations, will not allow us to fail this time around. We have it right because the God is standing by us. The God of US, the God of UK, and the God of Rwanda, and the God of Ghana, who are getting it right, to stand by Nigeria to get it right this very time around. I'm praying that I will not be reporting because of how things were being in the country. But now I'm ready with my people to vote rightly, and I will be on time at the polling unit. I am very happy that you brought the coordinator of Labour Party to the Parliament to get his voice. I am very glad to listen to him and to listen to you. God bless you, Mr. Speaker. God bless you again in the studio. Goodbye for now.
God bless you. Yes, thanks for joining us. I like the patriotic spirit of that parliamentarian who has said that he is going to be very punctual to the electioneering period or to the polling units to exercise its franchise. And that is the spirit. We all have to take up the responsibility to exercise our franchise. Don't say, oh, my vote is not going to count, so I do not have any business going out to the polling unit on the election day. Because if you're saying that, then you are one of the problem this country has. You're one of the problem Akwa Ibom State has. And if you don't want to be the problem and then continue to be the problem, then rise up to take the responsibility of getting your PVC, getting ready. And when the time comes, go out to the polling unit and vote your conscience. Vote that candidate that you believe across the different political positions that will deliver on the dividends of democracy. That candidate that has the people's general interest at heart. And of course, one more comment before coming back to the floor of the House. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the plenary.
Hello, President.
Good morning, parliamentarian.
Thank you very much for having me this morning. I'm Commentator calling from you.
You have the floor.
I want to comment on the unemployment rate in Akwa Ibom State. I want to appreciate the state government for saying that they have constructed 21 industries. But as I'm thinking now, we see a high rate of unemployment in Akwa Ibom State. Where are those industries?
have been employed into all those. Please, I call on the state government, on His Excellency Udom Emmanuel, to look into the unemployment rate in Akwa Ibom State. If you go to the health sector, persons are working in our health sector. So many ministries, how many people employed have been employed for the past seven that he has been in power? So my president, I want to sincerely call on the state government to carry out unemployment to all the sectors, because the unemployment is on high rate in Akwa Ibom State. I want to also appeal to the state government to come to the aid of all the people that are living in Unicom. We don't have light for the 4 years now. Please, I want the state government to come and help us. Thank you for having me this morning, and God bless you.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Parliamentarian Ikonbonde Ikono. Ikonbonde time, well taken care, well noted. All right, thank you very much. Let me come back to you, Parliamentarian Paulinus. The issue of insecurity and how it will affect elections in some part of the country. Let's quickly look at it. Do you think, like the other parliamentarian said, do you think the release of this information by INEC would, help foster a more secured environment, not just within the northeast or the northwest and the southeast section that has been, pinpointed as a red target by INEC, but also across the Federal Republic of Nigeria as we go into the election period?
Yeah, I think, Mr. Speaker, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. It would draw the attention of the government to the fact that, it should be beefed up, security should be beefed up. And it should not just be the conventional proclamations and pronouncements by the government that we are on top of the situation. Like, the police have always been telling us that they are on top of the situation. There should be a more strict and stringent measures. In fact, in my opinion, state governors should be held responsible. Any state that records alarming insecurity, alarming cases of insecurity during the election, the state government should be sanctioned in a way. The Southeast is, I think, is a flashpoint for now. And effort should be made, serious effort should be made to forestall, not just physical effort, not physical arrest. There should be this underground work between now and then. What exactly is the problem? Who exactly are the perpetrators? Where are they? What do they want? How can we access them? Not to load a van full of 500 policemen with their uniforms and guns, and they go there and perform a gun gyration and disappear after 20 minutes, and the criminals would come out and do what they wanted to do and go free. There should be inside work. There should be intelligence gathering. There should be investigations, a thorough work before the elections.
All right, thank you very much. One more call before we call it a wrap. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the plenary.
Mr. Speaker, good morning.
Good morning, Parliamentarian.
Please, Honorable Santos, I'm calling for you.
You have the floor.
Please, I want to thank my fellow Nigerians. The election is not going to happen on social media. You understand? People should go and get their PCC and put someone that will come and change Nigeria from nothing to something. Because I can't lie for you, we are tougher in this country. You have 20,000 naira in your pocket, but you really ask yourself, who will follow you spend the money? Because if they tell me you see that money, don't vanish. So that was the problem we have in Nigeria nowadays. Our boys don't have value again. So we need someone to come and change Nigeria. It's not just making noise on social media. Secondly, Mr. Governor, I know you are twice, sir. But the industry you promised us is 215. I have not seen the industry. But people keep it suffer. I'm not from Akwa Ibom State, but I can start tell you, I can show you Akwa Ibom myself suffer. We need work. We're ready to work. Let's go for Dakada. Now we don't Dakada. Where's the work to do? So, Mr. Governor, we need your help. Please, sir. We need industry. Tangible industry that we will see. I mean, not what we see in the paper. The one physical. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us this morning, parliamentarian. And briefly, before I let you go, comment on the issue of the presentation of manifesto by Tinubu to the leadership of the party. I think we'll have to leave that because the information, details about his manifesto and what it focuses on is yet to be out. We're hoping that before the expiration of this plenary, that probably would have surfaced, but it's yet to be out. So your last comment on the different motions or any of the particular motion you want to address?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, thanks for having me again once again. On the area issue of the flagging off of the swimming pool is a welcome development, but the state government should look beyond those areas. The difference between wants and needs. The government should invest much in the needs of the people, what directly affects the people at the moment. Then on the area of the Chibok girls, that one is a universal sentiment. The federal government should step up, should know that these people are not happy. These people have no confidence in them any longer. To be very, very frank, the families of these girls would not have confidence in the government. So they should restore that confidence and let them know that there are still the government. Then on the INEC insecurity, I think the before round is the before arm. They should step up, change tactics to insecurity. Then on the Atiku and the Wike's issue, Wike should, the key actors should have the interest of Nigeria, the interest of the state, and of course the interest of their party at heart as they continue to somersault and play power. Then the area of the Tinubu's, what do you call it? The Tinubu's manifesto and blueprints.
We'll wait for it to come.
Yeah, we wait for it. But it should be known that we are tired of manifestos. We have seen manifestos, we have heard all. It's not about manifesto, it's about implementing the content of the manifestos.
All right, thank you very much for joining us on the floor of the House, Parliamentarian Paulinus Nta. And yes, to you, Parliamentarian, who've joined us, you whose call came through and you who called but couldn't come through, I appreciate you for joining us for today's plenary session. 2023 general election is here, and you and I have that sacred responsibility and civic responsibility to get our PVC, get well informed and educated about political functions and workings of the electioneering period, and also ensure that we get credible information on the different aspirants and candidates of the respective political parties and get to choose the one who has the overall interest of the public at heart and who will deliver on the dividends of democracy. My name is Francis Edet, and by the power vested in me as the Speaker of this Honorable Parliament, I hereby declare officially closed today's plenary session. I thank you very immensely for being part of the success story, and let's do this again tomorrow, same time, same station. Do have a very blessed